Taylor's cut right now. We're not gonna make a fucking movie about him.
Taylor's cut right now. Yeah, Taylor's like out there. We don't know if he's gonna make it or not. Shit went sideways.
I have had people can't see it on the show, but under my eyeglasses right here, there's a small cut. And I think I got it by sleeping in my glasses. So, so it rubbed and hurt myself. Cool. Why has it taken 3 months to heal? And it's not healed? Is this cancer? So I do have an appointment set up. It's sometime later this month.
We could be eye cancer buddies then. Dude, I'm rooting for you. This will be a new way for us to bond.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus, Murphy.
If you guys don't know, I had cancer on my fucking eyelid. And the first thing they did was they shaved it off because the doc was like, trust me, I know cancer. This is not cancer. And I'm like, and it's incredibly painful to get them to when they cut it off my eyelid. Like it was top 2 most painful things ever.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a little mole on my eyelid, like right in the eyelash region. It was like unsightly, and I like immediately went to and they shaved this bitch off. They cut it off, and I'm all fucked up from it. And they call me like a week later, and they're like, "Hey, some secretary, hey, Dr. Mike would like to see you as soon as possible, And I'm just like, you get Dr. Mike on the phone right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, you get Dr. Mike on the phone right now. She's like,
yeah.
He just wants you to come in. I'm like, right now. Get him on the phone. And she like immediately, like 2 minutes, had Dr. Mike on the phone. And I'm like, hey, doc, your lady says you need to talk to me. We're going to do it over the phone. He's like, well, it's cancer. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because we're having this weird, awkward conversation. What kind? And so anyway, they're like, what we got to do is as soon as possible, I want to go back in and I want to take a pizza pie shaped wedge out of your eyelid. And that is going to encompass,
put it together.
And then put it together. He's like, one problem though, you don't have enough eyelid to do that. So we're going to have to cut you over here and make a big fucking cut. So your whole face can slide over.
Whoa. So you need some slack.
So
Please tell me you were asleep.
I'll get there. So I was right in the middle of I just had started TRT and I was lifting every single day. And so when they told me I couldn't eat before I came in, I took that as a suggestion because I got to get my calories. So but I get in there, they get me hooked up to the IV or whatever. And they give me a pill or two, like some Xanax, like bullshit, like doesn't do anything. I do real drugs, like that's and I fucked up. And she's like, "When's the last time you ate?" And I'm like, by now it's like 4 hours ago. She's like, "Wait, what?" And so they made me sit in that fucking bed with the IV stuck in my hand for the longest fucking time, like 3 hours or something, because I'm a dumbass. Anyway, I get in the surgery room, and no, I'm not asleep at all. They put my head in a fucking vice, like a chiropractor type thing, elevate me. They take a Q-tip, put it under my eyelid, and roll that bitch inside out. And then he starts injecting my eyelid with painkiller. Okay, and every time he sticks that fucking, and I'm not moving a hair, I'm taking it. My toes are crossed 3 times in my fucking shoes. Because I'm just in so much pain every time.
If you did something like this to someone at Gitmo, it would be torture.
That's torture.
That's torture.
Yeah.
I paid $1,800 for it.
Yeah, you
paid 3 or 4 shots, and every
Bloody
time
Americans.
He does it, I go, He goes, yeah, not so bad, just a little pinch, and I go, He gets them all in, and then he starts cutting, and that fucking hurts too. And I'm talking to him throughout the whole fucking thing while he's sewing me up and making this cut over here, and I can feel the cold blood running down my face, and get that, and I'm like, this is pretty awesome. I can't believe y'all let me be awake for this. I had to really page it because it was $1,000.
You're awake?
Why
did that's what I said.
I said. Oh, it is.
Oh my God! Why didn't they use a general anesthetic for you?
Did you save money on this, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you how much it costs to have a fucking anesthesiologist come in. It's $1,500 extra just for the gas.
Why won't you people get health care?
This was
pre-lock and load. What's wrong with Americans?
Nowadays, he would have got
They made it sound like a dental appointment. We had this talk. And I was like, he's like, yeah, it's. I'm like, what's it gonna run, doc? And he's like, I don't know, $1,500 to do the thing, and but it's another $1,500 for the anesthesiologist. I'm like, so like double. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, do we really need it? Do you ever do these without anesthesia? He's
Oh
like, yeah.
my God! What a set of
He
balls.
chose to do this.
Yeah, he was
Chose to
down.
do this.
I mean, I was part of the negotiation process. He ended up knocking a little off at the end too. I negotiated a little harder because like with
Damn.
taxes and everything, it was like $2,100.
Wow.
And I was like,
Nice work,
I don't know
Wiki.
about this.
You should
Bite on
have-
this piece of leather. We'll pry the bullet out of you.
I'll bring my
That's
own
not a
leather for
doctor.
$10 less.
No shit.
They,
Have a
and then,
snort of whiskey.
and then I was supposed to like not drive home, obviously, because I'm all fucked up and shit.
Oh,
And,
please tell me.
She wheels me outside and she's like, so your Uber's on the way? And I'm like, yeah.
But not only are you fucked up, I would assume there's a patch over your eye. That
Big patch and bandage.
So you're
my whole
one-eyed,
face. My whole
fucked
face.
up.
I
like
look
that
like
you saved $12 on Uber.
it's the inconvenience.
The whole thing is a cost-cutting measure. Shit.
Don't look happy.
RPG.
Good time. Do I look happy there?
Arr.
No, you don't look very happy.
Oh, Jesus.
That's
mercy.
cool. That's like
That's
one of those
insane.
things you can level up and get that character.
I am. I'm an
I
unlockable.
unlocked
Oh,
the eye
God.
patch guy.
Cancer Kyle. No, it fucking blew.
God damn, Kyle.
It fucking
All right.
blew.
Sorry, I think Anthony Kumi is coming soon, and it's
Yeah,
distracting
I'm
me.
taking care of that.
Kyle's taking care of it, but my computer's beeping in my ears, and I can't form a thought.
You're gonna want to put streaming mode on your Discord,
That's a thing.
and that'll never beep at you again. That
Dude,
that
I
bitch
gotta
hadn't
get
beeped at
into-
me in a
in a coon's
long
age.
time.
I gotta,
That's what you almost said. I know.
Woody's got no chill.
he's got no chill. Jesus, we got in
What does
trouble
that
for
even
the
refer
last
to?
time.
I always
don't
thought that
know.
meant
Well,
raccoon.
It does.
You said
Yeah.
something last time that a whole bunch of people got upset
I
in the
will
comments.
never get over the various shit I
and
say.
I told them, like, dudes, chill. Like, Jesus. Like, oh my God. If I'm not taking shit personal, you guys got to relax. It's all good. We're all
Thank you, Will.
family.
I
It's all
appreciate
good,
it.
bro.
Coon's age means a very long time. It is an Americanism that has fallen out of favor and is considered offensive by many people. I didn't know
Get
that.
out of here. Come
Coon
on.
is slang for raccoon, coined in the mid 1700s. A coon's age was first used in the 1800s. In fact, it owes its origin to the folk belief that raccoons are long lived. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it also,
that's
but
what-
it also has an alternative thing where people of a certain background in America were thought of as criminals because of the raccoons
Oh
you know,
yeah.
thing,
One of
So
those like Hamburglar disguises.
yeah,
I still don't
they
see that,
They refer to certain.
Raccoons have those blacked out eyes, like as their fur
Yeah.
markings.
but I don't see how that.
Well,
stretches
it
the
goes
period
back
of time.
to
They called
you know,
robbers coons, and then they made black people are robbers, of course, according
Yeah,
to some people.
Do we
And-
really have to spell this out for you, bro? Like,
Yes,
come
we
You
do.
on.
really do. I totally don't even get it. I'm like,
He's
how
not
does this?
kidding.
How does this get to period of time? I don't understand.
I'm trying to be sensitive here. I
So
don't
was
want to
I.
be
That's why I
offended
did it
or
quickly, like a
something.
band-aid.
Yeah, so it's don't be calling the brothers that on a
Yeah,
nice day.
no,
It's-
I mean, I heard it for the first time, I think, from like one of those old-timey like westerns or something like that. And the character definitely meant a raccoon because they were like eating frog legs and possums and shit in the woods. Like
Okay.
So that's how I mean it when I say it. I think it's a funny little colloquialism or whatever, and
Totally understandable.
It doesn't make a fuck. You're not offended anyway because you're not
Yeah.
a baby like some people.
But at some time, you still got to be careful, you know.
I think it's more
certain-
important. Man, I wish it was more about like what's in the person's heart, but I guess you can't know that all the time.
But it's never. Well, that's the thing, right? And
It's
I've
not
got
like,
a pretty.
and we're not having a private conversation anyway. So it's
Exactly,
weird
yeah.
too, you know.
And it's funny because I've seen a lot of I could tell you a story. We could talk for days about the racist stuff that happens. Like I could tell you that I used to have to send my wife to buy property because my ex is white.
Yeah.
So I would have to send her to buy certain properties because they wouldn't sell to black people,
Of course.
and there's nothing I could do about it. And that was this is like happens to me every single day. Like I was at the Range Rover dealership like 2 days ago, and some guy asked me to go fetch his car for him.
Oh dear.
Like this is so when you hear, there's some guys out there who are like, oh, hey, why do you have to make
hang on a
everything
minute,
about
hang on a
race?
What were you wearing at the Range Rover dealership?
I was wearing Lacoste running shoes. I was wearing jeans, and I was
All right,
wearing
the
a
jeans
polo.
says it then. Like, all right, why does he think you're fucking working in jeans? What I was thinking is like, if you were like, you know, I was dressed like a porter, you know, like white button-up shirt, some khakis, and some black shoes on. No,
I know, Wolf, but because what Kyle
don't-
was saying used to happen to me all the time. So when I
I'm
was
trying to give him
young,
some kind of an excuse.
I was like 19 or 20, and I worked as a junior
Fellow white
accountant at my dad's firm. And because the job required a tie and a button-down shirt, and I was so proud of myself. Now, I worked for my dad. I shouldn't have been proud of myself, but I, in my head, felt like I was.
I'm sorry. Can I interject?
Yeah.
I know a little bit about your father's standards. You should have been very proud. That he allowed you, you know that
He
if
was
you
hard
had,
on me.
if you had not been able to cut it, you wouldn't have had that job. You know
Right.
that.
Okay. thank
Nothing
you.
wrong with
There's
nepotism,
there's
brother.
something
Keep
to
it
You should
going.
be
true-
proud that
something
your
said for that.
father thought you had it and invited you into his business
He
and
would.
then pawn you off to some competitor. Like, yeah, I sent him over there to work for Dave across the street. Woo!
I worked
He
for a
was proud
client.
to have you work
but,
for him. That's it.
but yeah, you're right. Actually, if I was to embarrass him, he would have never hired me. But anyway, the job required me to dress nice, shirt, tie, like a junior accountant back in the day. I was proud of myself because I felt like I had my shit together at a young age. Every time I'd go like grocery shopping, I'm like, I bet all these people think, wow, that young man really has his act together. What they actually thought, where's the bread? Can you help me find this? They always thought I was a retail employee because I was dressed nice.
Yeah,
It
same
happened
thing.
every time.
When I was like 19, one of the most cringy and like confidence shattering moments as a salesman early on was greeting a guy at the door and being like, "Hey, I'm Kyle. Welcome to Team Ford. How can I help you?" Or like I don't remember the exact spiel, but something like that, and being like, "What are you, a greeter?" And I remember thinking like, I could take you, old man.
I'm the assassin, mother trucker.
You bitch. I'm not the
But
greeter.
see, there's a kind of a, I don't know if you call it a fallacy or what have you, but there's always a thing where I will tell certain people about certain situations and they're like, hey, that happened to me, but it had nothing to do with it because I was black, because, you know, I had tattoos or I had a long beard. And I go, there's a difference. And that's part of the thing is that you can't, when you see it from my eyes, then you understand it because, you know, you can shave off that beard or hide those tattoos and then that problem wouldn't occur.
Yeah.
Whereas I can't do that. You know what I mean? And
I
it's
mean,
like, you try to teach people, but it's unless you're like, again, my ex is white. She could tell you stories for days about, you know, getting pulled over and them seeing her. And then you have to experience it. And otherwise it's very hard to comprehend.
No, I believe it's true. I've seen plenty of videos. I obviously haven't lived it, but I believe everything you're saying. I know it's true. My uncle's been indoctrinated by Tucker and a few of his compatriots, I believe. I visited my father. Hadn't seen him in a couple months. Saw him over the weekend, and he's like, "Yeah, your uncle. They got him, Kyle. They got him."
Got him.
I was like, "Who got him?" I don't know. He gets his news from his phone now, and there's a few Facebook groups he's in, but primarily there's some sort of like secret Facebook military group that he thinks he's a part of.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy. He's on the
That
watch
ain't
list,
good.
baby.
I'll do that.
The Gravy
Not
Seals.
distracted.
He's like,
Move it over.
He's like, I used to
Gravy
try
Fat
to-
guys
Seals.
with reflective glasses and goatees.
he's like, I used to try to dispute him. Yeah, he would come over, and I used to try to argue with him, but he gets so mad that now I say, "Oh, that's wild. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me."
Oh,
It'll be
God.
like most off the wall shit. Oh, it's rough. It's bad.
Well,
Like,
it's funny.
One of the
because
conspiracy things that he heard, this is a completely different individual, like in small town Georgia. Just she struck up a conversation with my father at a grocery store, I believe, and she told him that Donald Trump would soon be back in power. This is many months ago, keep in mind. But
God,
Donald Trump
yeah.
would soon be back in power, and that at this very moment there were gun battles taking place in the tunnels beneath the White House. And if you stand outside the White House gates today, that's why the fences are up. They don't want you to hear the shots.
Ah.
You can hear the patriots fighting for freedom.
I don't like the way they're laughing. They're calling my pillow salesman a liar.
I swear the Dominion machines were all programmed for Biden to win. Talk about
my
someone
God.
that went from rags to riches, back to rags again. He had that book. He got over a crack addiction, literally dying on the street one day, and then he gets this pillow idea, makes a fortune, turns into like one of these folk hero kind of guys,
Mhm.
and then just flushes it right down the shitter with this with the election stuff and
He
the
split his sales in half. You would
Yeah.
think. But
you would think.
the thing about the right is they will buy a bunch of pillows just to send a message.
Yeah.
They will. They will.
You
Buy me some pillows.
find me a single wide trailer without 8 of them bitches in it, and I'll give you $1. All right?
Oh my god.
They support their people. If there was a Trump rally like close to me the other day.
That
I
is
didn't know it,
true.
and I was so regretful for not having gone because I've been to one before. If you've never been, I highly suggest it for you. It's amazing. Okay.
I'm good.
It's
No,
they would love you. Let me tell you this, Wolf.
Oh,
Let me
Jesus,
tell you
huh?
this, Wolf. They would treat you with the
Oh yeah.
you would be like the biggest celebrity there. They would all want their picture taken with you.
I was
They
gonna
would-
say that.
they-
Take a
they
picture
would-
with me. Take a
like,
picture of me. Who?
it-
Token. Come take a
You
picture
could
with
be
me.
the guy. You could be the guy. Like honestly, I'm gonna be real.
Bro.
You're kind of being our guy right now because I was thinking it's nice that we've got Wolf and Ant tonight.
You got to
because
balance.
it keeps us all safe.
Jesus Christ.
That way,
I love
somebody's
it.
like, look at this white supremacist nonsense, and then there you are,
Right.
and they're like, "What are you talking about? I might be watching this clip."
I don't know what
Holy
you're talking about,
shit.
Massa. That's
Yep.
one of the problems with relationships today, because back in the day when you left home from work, you didn't talk to your wife or anybody until
That
you
was
got back
it.
home.
Yep.
Now it's texting all day and what are you doing and calling all day.
Oh,
and like by the time you get home, you got nothing to talk about because everything
Yep.
was texted already, right?
Yeah. What a great point. You're
Yeah.
fucking right, man.
There's no connection to be made anymore.
That's why, like, if I ever do get married, I will shun her during the day. No communication whatsoever. It has nothing to do with like making the relationship better. I just don't deal with that bullshit.
You know what to do with it.
It's just by
Fucking
coincidence.
annoying.
Hey, honey, how's you doing today? Shunned. Fuck you. Don't wait to hear it.
Call it a wrap.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, gentlemen, so
Oh
much
my
for coming
God,
on.
dude.
I appreciate it.
I always enjoy both of you so very much.
It's so cool. Wolf, also, dude, I think it shows two adults can fucking talk and debate about shit without issue. I respect you.
You
You're
too,
funny,
brother.
motherfucker. And I enjoyed spending some time with you on PKA, man.
He was
Hey,
telling me
awesome.
that you're one of the good ones, Wolf.
Really cool.
Always said that. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even have said that.
Ugh. Now I gotta do some
Oh
more.
my
Now I gotta do
God.
some more PR for Woody again.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Gonna be in the comments. Ugh.
Shit.
I got a black
too much.
friend. See?
Oh, God damn.
I went through a whole thing from CPX the other day, a whole thing. The only photos I saved were the ones with you, buddy. I know these those for later. Down the road, like those are going to be part of my comeback. Yeah.
Much love, brother. Much love, always.
All right.
You know, people's gonna say their God believes in this and they want you to do this, and argument over. You're never convincing them.
Yeah, I don't want to debate anybody about it anyway.
I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
a felon. I can't fucking vote.
Don't care.
It doesn't
You're
matter
a
anyway.
felon. It's so weird when you say that. I totally forget that you are a fucking felon. Holy shit.
God.
If I had to pick one felon out of these 4 squares,
Don't even do it. Don't even do it.
I'm fucking
Welcome to the
talking
show.
about
We're going to play a little game called
Let's
Find
bring
the
it back
felon.
down.
Oh my God.
It's nothing but panhandling.
人の作った星が世界を伝えてきた。
Artist.